Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Eric and today I'm going to be doing my 1 year review of my Hangkai 12 horsepower two-stroke outboard. But before that, here's a video collage that I've made of the things I've done in the past year. Stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed that collage. I had a lot of fun with it. I have two inflatable boats that I personally own: the Saturn SD330 and the Saturn SK285 XL, a caboat and a dinghy. And I also do reviews for Saturn boats to go. It is a windy day here in Florida, so the camera holder just fell down. Anyway, I apologize. Back to the video. As I was saying, I own two inflatable boats, and I do boat reviews for boats to go. And I have taken it multiple times into the water. I have taken it to rivers. I have taken it to salt water, to islands. It's been a lot of fun. However, it does have some imperfection. I'm gonna go over those first, and then I will tell you about the good things, because they're not really deal breakers for me. The things that I have found wrong with it, they're just little annoyances. Anyway, I'll show you what I mean. So on this table, I have the three main culprits of the things that I found wrong with it. First, for the gas can that comes with this outboard, which is right here. This is the gas can. The gas cap has a little old black O-ring in the middle that has broken. So whenever I actually fill up the tank, if I overfill it, like this holds 6 gallons, if I overfill it and I have this tank on the car while riding, or this on the boat while I'm on the water, it begins to spill. So that is an annoyance. It's not a deal breaker, because what I've done is I made a mark. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I made a black mark. This is about 4.5 gallons, give or take. That seems to be the happy place. It spills a little bit, but then again, my trips don't go more than 30, 40 miles on the water, and it gives me plenty of range. So I haven't had issues with that. However, I cannot overfill it, otherwise it starts to overspill. I've looked around, see if there's a replacement. I couldn't find it. But for how cheap these outboards are, you know what? I can live with it. You know what I mean? Hey, let me show you the other stuff. The second thing that I had a problem with is recently I went river camping with a buddy of mine. Show you guys a quick clip. That was part of the the collage. We couldn't catch plane, and this thing has plenty of power. So it was two of us on my SD330. There was a lot of gear. There was a lot of weight, so we couldn't catch planes. So here's the deal. This is what I did. The original propeller, which is this one, is a 8.5 by 9 pitch, 12 spline outboard propeller. For those of you who don't know, this is a direct clone to the Tohatsu 9.8 horsepower two-stroke outboard. So if you're looking for parts, I will put the link for the chart for these for the two-stroke Tohatsu, which will give you the numbers of which propeller you should use. This is a original 8.9 by 9. I have purchased this one, which is an 8.5 by 8.5, just half a pitch, enough to the max speed I got out of this is 20 miles per hour. So reducing the pitch will lower it down to maybe 18 miles per hour, but it'll give me a little extra push when I have extra weight or people with me. That's the way you can resolve not catching on plane. A hydrofoil also helps, for those of you who don't know. So that's how I resolve this problem. Again, not a deal breaker. Easy way to fix. This thing cost me $45. They're cheap. They're not expensive, thankfully. And anyway, let's move on to the next thing, which is important. Making this scene post backyard. Apparently, the camera wasn't recording. Anyway, here's the next step. You see this metal piece? This metal piece connected down here to a plastic grommet that was here as well. That whenever you move this lever, it moved this lock up and down when it was in neutral. When it was in a gear, it'll move it down, and it'll prevent you from pulling the cord when it's on gear. And the reason for this safety is because these little motors, as I will show you later, when they're warm and then an operating temperature, a small little pull starts it up. So imagine if it's in gear, you pull it, it starts up and it pushes your boat, you can fall off. And that's the reason why this is in place. However, it broke off. Not a real deal breaker. Just got to remind myself to always start it on neutral. That's all. Okay, so I went ahead and primed the bulb. Yeah, it's fully primed. I'm gonna put it on choke. Usually when I put it on choke, it takes 1 to 2 pulls. It goes, it starts up and then it dies. Let's see. There we go. It dies. At that moment, you take off the choke, and between 1 to 2 pulls, it should start up. Pull. Make that 1 pull. It's very predictable. It's pumping water just fine too. The impeller seems to be intact. I have put roughly about 30, 40 hours of use on it. The impeller seems to be intact, so no need to replace that. Seems to be pretty good. Anyway, there it is. Now, someone on a comment on one of my other videos wanted to know, how loud is this outboard? So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna wait till it warms up. It usually gets a little quieter, so that way you know what operational, sounds will be like. Okay, so the outboard has quieted down. I'm gonna look at the dBs from this section. We are at 86 dBA. Now the sound will be different when you're far away too. From over here, we got about 78, 70, 78, give or take. Now that's an idle. At operational speeds, was about half throttle, give or take. That usually will be operational. 103, 86. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys the quick pull situation. Now, this is why that lever tends to be important if you forget to put, take it out of gear, because this thing starts up with a half pull. That's how quick it starts up when it's warm. I wasn't kidding when I said it. It starts up really quickly. Anyway, let me give you guys my conclusion on this. Doing this part post backyard again. I got a new camera. It's a Pixel 8 Pro. I'm getting used to it. Pixels are amazing, but man, they are just so finicky to deal with. Anyway, nonetheless, my conclusion to the outboard. The outboard is excellent, even though if I were to consider the drawbacks of it, right? It does require some TLC, on the video link that I shared. It does have some things that might break, things that don't work fully well 110%. Mechanically wise, like the integrity of the engine itself, in how well it performs in the water, how reliable it has been the past year. I gotta say, it's just worth the penny. It's every penny. I used to own a 2022 Tohatsu 9.8 horsepower. It cost me $2,200 when I got it. I had to sell it because I needed the money at the time. But once I got my finances, settled down, I decided to buy another one. But I was like, yeah, I don't want to spend another $2,200. That's a big chunk. Because although I used the 9.8, I wasn't using it as often, mainly because it was really heavy. It's close to 100 pounds. So I ended up using my 6 horsepower Tohatsu most of the time. I still have it, by the way, the 6 horsepower Tohatsu. That's my backup motor. I'm not getting rid of that one. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the Hangkai try. I looked online, looked at some reviews from some people, those who had issues with them, those who didn't have issues with them. Oh, about that too. The main problem, from what I've seen online about these outboards, is the care. People buy them, they beat the crap out of them, they don't take care of them, they don't oil them, they don't grease them. Sometimes they don't even put two-stroke engine oil on the gasoline. They just take it out. They think it's going to work. No. The reason why these engines have such a bad popularity is, one, is because they're inexpensive. Two, it gets into the hands of certain people that don't take care of things. All right, they just don't. That's why they have such a bad reputation. But if you were to take this engine and you accessorize yourself with how they work and how to maintain them, you have yourself a solid outboard. And I have to be honest, I had to eat my own words, because in the past I used to dish out crap against Hangkai. I take it all back. They're pretty good outboards, and it shows. They're fantastic. And even though I will include affiliate links on Amazon for this outboard, because it benefits me, obviously, I do encourage you go to Walmart, go to eBay, go to Amazon, and some other websites you can find, maybe Facebook Marketplace. You can find them used very cheaply, and it's a solid outboard. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative, somewhat entertaining maybe, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.